It was like, hush. They're just sneaking it in on you. If you go to Arby's and you eat the potato cakes, sorry, Tuesday, they are gone. It's like they were just quietly going away, as if nobody was going to notice that the potato cakes at Arby's were gone the next time you went.
I'm so disappointed.
Really?
Well,
I've never had one. I don't even know what one looks like. Is it like a baked potato and a cake?
No, that doesn't sound bad. No, it's like a thick hash brown.
Why don't they just call it a hash brown instead of a cake? That cake
because it's thick.
It not disturbs me. What am I looking for? It confuses me.
No, it would not. If you took a bite, it would not confuse you at all. You'd be in love. But I haven't had one in years.
Because it's a hash brown.
But it's a thick hash brown, and it's super crispy. And when
you
dip
haven't
it in the ketchup,
had one in years, is what you said.
I haven't had because they have a few calories.
Yeah.
I would say.
Thus, why they're going away. Nobody eats them; they go away.
I don't know though. Everybody I know loves the potato cake, so I don't understand why it's going away.
Everybody I know. You know me.
Okay. Well, you've never tried one, so
I don't like them.
No. That's not the truth. If you took a taste of one, you'd be like,
no, the angels in heaven are not going to sing when I put my mouth onto a potato cake at Arby's.
I think you're speaking out of turn because I think they would.
They're going to be gone Tuesday.
Well, you have like 5 days. How many? You have a couple of days to get over there.
As you can tell, Liz can count. The board meeting at this school where the professor said, I need this one specialized piece of equipment to really do my job well. It's Rob and Lizz, his morning crew on his radio.
Yeah, and that special piece of equipment was a crib. I wonder if he got expenses for that.
Yeah, it's a travel crib, right?
It is.
One of the ones you fold up and bring with you wherever you want.
Yeah, so he had to go get a pack and play, and here's why. He even tweeted about it. One of his students has a young child, a little girl, and when she's like in the lab and when she's doing, some things where she cannot be around the baby, they put her in the pack and play. Because she's got a lot of work to do, a lot of studying to do. They put her in the pack and play. And the professor even hangs out with the kid.
Well, in his office, right?
Yes.
Does he have the pack and play in his office, the little crib?
Right next to his desk.
9-month-old baby. And let me tell you, he's a little distracted because he plays with the baby the whole time.
He does. He's like, well, she's getting her work done. I get to hang out with this sweet little munchkin.
What a great professor in college,
Right. This is the kind of professor that you want. Not that every professor has to necessarily go to these lengths, but somebody that understands that we all have things that we're dealing with outside of the class or outside of work or whatever it is. So.
Well, he cares for his students.
Yeah.
That's very obvious.
Right.
To all the way down to the point where he's going to help this young lady who's a mom who cannot get to daycare and take care of her little 9-month-old while she's in school.
Yeah, and so he tweeted about it, and all these people were like, oh, you're such a great guy. And he said, no, she's the superhero. She's a mom. She's, working on her degree, and she's at work and studying hard, and, this is the least I can do kind of thing.
They're both superheroes.
Rob and Lizz,
his morning crew.
Christian wants to see his little brother. His brother Preston, he's been serving in Okinawa, Japan for the last couple of years. Now, he was supposed to come home, of course, in 2020. That did not happen.
Right.
And so he says, more than anything, I want the 6 of us. Okay? So that is their entire family to get together and have kind of a mini reunion / vacation. That's the reconnection they're looking for.
Oh, they need a full thing.
I think so too.
Get the barbecue, everything, T-shirts.
Oh, I love
Can
the
you
T-shirts.
imagine the T-shirts?
That
Oh,
would
that'd be so
great.
cool for that family, for that reconnection to remember. That's what theirs looks like. What would your reconnection to remember look like? Because you actually could win it from his radio. And thanks to Campers in RD, Campers in RV. RD are my initials.
Oh, there you go.
I made a Campers in
That was
RD.
top of mind.
It's a whole brand new business. Campers in RV and Timmons Contracting. They're making this possible for somebody. It might as well be you. So here's all you need to do. Text the word reconnection to 800-447-7234. Can't remember that? Go to hisradio.com later or tap on the My His Radio app.
Rob and Lizz,
His morning crew.
I'm amazed on how they can create a musical of just about anything that exists.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, especially when they take an old movie or something like that. And all of a sudden, it's a great musical. I even make musical out of cats. But I don't see this one. I don't get
You
this
don't?
one. No, I don't get it.
I think if they gear it right toward younger kids, it could work. So Winnie the Pooh is coming to Broadway.
Winnie the Pooh. It's a musical, right?
Well, Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
It has a song.
Well, they got a song, but they're
Yeah.
gonna. I don't see it.
I don't know when they get a hold of the screenplay. It's not screenplay, but the writers
is.
get a hold of it and bring it to the stage. I think it'll be incredible. Think about the cast of characters. You got Rabbit, who's your curmudgeon. You have Tigger. I love Tigger. I think the world needs more Tiggers.
Well, they kind of sing in the cartoon, but I
Yeah.
don't see it as a Broadway thing.
Oh, I think it'd be fun. So I took my husband to see Aladdin several years ago on Broadway, and he was not looking forward to it at all. And then once we got there, Aladdin was incredible. I think they can do the same thing with Winnie the Pooh.
I wonder. Darren, who's the lead singer of We Are Messengers,
Yeah.
is going to be with us.
In a few minutes, yeah.
I wonder if he could star in it.
That would be awesome.
Like Christopher Robin or something like that. I don't want to call him Winnie the Pooh.
No. I think he could, with his personality, could pull off Tigger.
He could pull off
could.
a Tigger. I mean, he's got the voice, right?
Winnie the Pooh.
Listen to her go.
Winnie
Winnie
the
I am Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, that could work.
We'll
And Darren,
see.
since he's going to be with us starting at 7:10 this morning.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think,
know?
Bob.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning
This
crew.
is a very special edition of Lizz's Ugly Bakery this morning, and I'll tell you why. It's because this gentleman right here, Darren, lead singer of We Are Messengers, is our very special guest taster of Lizz's Ugly Bakery. Plus, he's going to be hanging out for a little while along with us.
I know. I'm a little nervous. I'm nervous, I have to say.
I think you'll be fine. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning. I'm very impressed with my real estate image you just flashed on the screen.
You're selling homes after 10 today.
Selling homes now. I'll be playing at the Grand Corral after that.
Well, it is Lizz's Ugly Bakery. It might not look pretty,
Right.
but it tastes great. And in honor of Darren being along with us this morning, Liz put together something that Darren should know.
Should know.
Yeah.
I researched and found what were typical or traditional Irish desserts, and I found an Irish apple cake. And are you aware of this?
I'm aware of Irishness, and I'm aware of apple, and I'm aware of cake, but I've never been aware of Irish apple cake, putting those two together.
The internet lied?
Yeah, the internet's not always 100%.
Wikipedia, thanks.
It's amazing when I'm looking at this how much it looks like a chicken pie. I'm not even sure if these are apples.
Are you talking like pot pie?
No,
Yeah, bro.
like a picnic pie
This
or
looks
something.
like lumps of chicken. Is this apple or chicken?
It's apple.
Okay.
Well,
I'm sure it's delicious. Delicious is the goal, isn't it?
yeah. And it is Liz's Ugly Bakery.
That is great.
Cluck, cluck, eat it.
Few ingredients. Don't go into full detail because it's all
No.
online at hisradio.com.
You want me to eat this
but-
thing?
Yes, it is apples and Granny Smith apples.
All right.
and
Who else is eating this, though, Liz?
Oh, well, everybody in the room should have a piece
A-
of
a
the
bite.
Yeah, an
Okay.
Irish apple cake, and that's a warm
Here we go.
custard on top.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, warm custard with apple
Yeah.
pie that looks like chicken. This is a way you make a man's
Yeah.
morning. I'm ready to shine.
See that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the face
Now,
is not good.
We need.
The face is not
We need.
good.
TJ, who usually doesn't like any of Liz's stuff, one of our video producers, might have a brother here.
Yo, Liz, I'm just gonna
Okay.
tell you before we go to. Yeah, that's rough. That's
Is
real
it
rough.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
But I will say this.
Okay.
I love that you made me cake this morning.
I did.
6:30 is the wrong time to test cake, and by the way,
Maybe that's it.
but my mind's telling me yes, but my stomach's telling me no.
I tell you. Dare we even ask TJ? Go, TJ. What? Let's see.
You don't want to ask me.
Why?
Why?
Because I agree with him. It almost, like I was expecting cake and I got chicken. Like it's,
Does it taste like chicken?
No, it doesn't taste
Oh.
like chicken.
I'm sorry.
I get off the air at 9. I'm gonna need therapy. Someone, you can give me therapy,
Hold on. I gotta. Hold
please.
Let's see
on.
what Rob's got.
I'm gonna say something nice. Let me see. But I gotta taste.
I can say something
Yeah.
nice to you. Hold on, let me get the pastry again. Let me
Okay,
go back.
yes.
Let me go back.
Eat the. There you go. The back of it.
This is like, should be on Food Network.
Thank you.
This is absolutely amazing.
Is it?
You are disingenuous right now. It's a different Food Network.
What's that to your left?
Okay, let me just say, I love you all. I don't like any of you. Okay?
Liz, you're a sweet woman. I can tell you that.
More with Darren from We Are Messengers coming up.
Rob and
This is
Lizz.
radio.
His morning crew.
Rob and Lizz, his radio. Special guest this morning. That is Darren, lead singer of We Are Messengers, in the house. One of the only artists that have dared enough to get out, take off the mask, and come by and see Rob and Lizz in the morning.
Right? So
That
good
is
to have
so
you here.
nice that you've stopped by.
It's a joy to be back with you guys. Honestly, we were talking about it. We've been out on a radio promo tour, and when I come to see friends, it reminds me of why I started doing this in the first place, you know? And it's cool when it's someone like you, Rob, who I've known for so many years as well. You know, I've walked through some of your stuff with you, and you've walked through some of my stuff with me.
We've been in it together.
We've been in it together, and that's partnership, and that's what this radio station does incredibly well with artists and with the community. So it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to have eaten that pie and put on
it?
14 pounds straight,
Just in one bite?
straight diabetes right
Yeah.
through that one mouthful.
He just moments ago, if you missed it, experienced Liz's Ugly Bakery,
And
which
it
was
wasn't a good
wonderful.
one.
Yeah, and evidently they don't make the dish in Ireland like we thought that they make.
Nor should
Okay,
they.
hey, I'm curious.
Yeah.
When you heard about this, listen close. That's somebody who did a post on their Instagram. And a lot of people know who he is because he is Steph Curry.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And he's at your concert. That's you in the background literally singing.
Yeah, man, I don't know. That's awesome that you found that. So we played this show out at where Steph plays. That I don't even know what the arena's called. The Golden State or something, is it? And we were out there, and after the show, him and his kids tagged us in an Insta post, and they're singing along to Maybe It's Okay. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is Steph Curry. Knows every word of the song. And so we sent them out like a gift basket with a bunch of teas for the kids and for the wife and stuff like that. It's amazing where God will take men from a tiny village and what he will use music to do. And it's amazing that he introduced that to Steph Curry, but it's more amazing that thieves and beggars and outsiders come to know God through the songs of a really broken man. It's a joy, you know.
And he's in the crowd just like an average, normal person. You had no idea. He's not like on the front row and you're like, ladies and gentlemen, Steph Curry is in the house. You didn't do that.
No, dude, and isn't that a sign of real humility?
Yeah, right.
When a man can just sit with the people, that's a beautiful thing. And those are people you can trust. And he loves God, like with an intensity and with a passion. And he's the kind of role model that I want my kids to have. So yeah, what a privilege, dude. Yeah.
You know what? You're the kind of guy that your kids are privileged to have, too. I mean, during the pandemic, during quarantine, somehow you got to Ireland. How did that work? Because nobody was traveling.
Yeah, we did a few things to get to Ireland, but we spent 2.5 months over there. We have a tiny wee cottage in the hills. We went hiking every day, hung out with our parents and grandparents, and honestly remembered why we love God. You know, sometimes in the busyness of what we do, we forget why we love him, and we love him not because of what he's done, but because he's beautiful. And I needed that time with my kids to see that and remember that and fall in love with them again. So it was super cool.
Was it like going home to see family?
Just family, mate. Like where I live, the wee cottage we have, the only people we see during the day is a farmer. He drives up and down checking on cattle.
No.
It's unbelievable. And then my mum and dad live 15 minutes away. So we go over there and we have, you know, things like Irish pie, apple pie and things like that, you know, that tastes like apple in a
Good.
pie.
It's like apple and not chicken like what we had just a little bit earlier.
That was like chicken of the sea.
Wow.
Oh, no!
Okay, real quick, want to talk about first words of kids.
Yes, sir.
Like this one, I don't know if you saw this. What was it, on TikTok or something?
I think it was TikTok, yeah.
Where this little baby says this for its very first word. Yeet. Yeet. That's literally, because of the uncle, that's the baby's first words.
That was Kanye West's first words.
Yeet.
I don't doubt it.
So your little boy is River.
Yes, sir.
Right? And so check this out.
River, have you got the power? Say power.
That That's your little
I
guy.
didn't even know that. Pow.
Power. Yeah.
We got the pow.
We got the power. And if I understand right, this is one of his first words, if not his first word, right?
Well, listen, what a good word to come out, because
Right.
he is an Irish dad and a Scottish mom. It could have been any series of words. So we're grateful it was wholesome.
Yeah, and that's your song. You got
Yeah.
the power.
Love it.
Right?
I'm going to change that. We got the pow.
You're gonna sing it like that from now on. Love it.
I'm doing the octave up.
Darren, We Are Messengers, hanging out with us this morning, and more with Darren coming up.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
And such an honor that this morning, Darren, lead singer of We Are Messengers, has been spending some really good quality time with you. You're going to hear Darren Unplugged in just a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, let's set the stage. Darren and his family are sitting around a little device called Alexa. And this happens with his family sitting around with Alexa in the center of the room.
Alexa, play
Image of God.
by We Are Messengers.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that was it.
No, so I don't know where you get this, but we did that like 3 or 4 times, and every time they said We Are Messengers, it pulled up like Megadeth.
Oh, no, crazy.
Totally different.
And I'm like, I was all right with that. I'm like, let's leave that there for a minute. But
It's not what I was looking for, but
eventually it got there, but it was a long musical journey.
I can imagine. And good quality time sitting around Alexa with
Yeah.
all the kids.
Man, I love hanging with my kids. They drive me absolutely insane, but they are the best humans in the world, and it's a gift to be their daddy, because I don't deserve it. They deserve a much better daddy, but I'm the one they got, and I love it. I really do.
Life for Darren with We Are Messengers is with us. Life with Darren at the beginning, I mean, you were rough, dude.
I was, and
Yeah.
I still can be. But God, in His kindness, somehow has been fond of me. You know, do you ever feel like God can't be fond of you? You know that He loves you, but love is a different thing than liking someone. The thing that's changed for me recently is I've realized that God doesn't just love me, He likes me. He's fond of me. He's fond of you, Rob. He's fond of you, Liz. He's even fond of these boys in the corner over here, believe that or not. Do you know? That's a game changer. When you realize that He wants to be with you, not out of obligation, but because He wants to. Yo, that changes everything. And so I can wake up in the morning feeling pretty nasty about myself, not liking myself a whole lot. First thing I did this morning, jumped out of bed and I got on my knees. I've started doing that the last 3 days, getting on my knees each morning saying, God, you're my friend. I can't believe it. Will you be merciful today? And He's like, yeah, of course I will be.
30-second version of who you were before Jesus.
Oh, mate, I drank too much. I was an adulterer. I was a violent man. I was blasphemous. I was so lonely, so afraid, such a coward. And then Jesus came, changed everything. And I would like to say I'm the man I always hoped I would be, but I'm far from it. But the same mercy that was with me 13 years ago was with me this morning. And so God's still changing, still transforming, still making me less messy. But that's okay. It takes time, you know.
Does.
And we've got some time. We've got all of eternity. I'm stoked to be a son of the King, you know.
Darren, We Are Messengers, is with us. He is unplugged this morning. He's got
Yeah.
his acoustic and a song that nobody has heard just yet, except for a few.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
you get to be one of the first to hear this morning. It's Darren, We Are Messengers, and come what may.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do it too. New music, new season for We Are Messengers. You know us, we tell you the truth. We sing stories, we tell you stories about life and heartache and love. And this one reminds us that come what may, Jesus is still fond of us. Come what may, I'm still fond of Him. And in the middle of it is Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd. Here we go. If this sounds bad, it's my fault. It's too early. Sometimes sorrow is the door to peace. Sometimes heartache is the gift I need. You're faithful, faithful in all things. Jesus, come what may. Ooh, ooh, well, come what may. Well, come what may. And that part's real rowdy, by the way, when you hear the record. And this line, there's deep joy that you give to me, where hurt meets the healing is a holy thing that broke my heart. There is deep joy that you give to me, you know, where hurt meets the healing is a holy thing. I see goodness, your goodness in all things, yeah, in every high, in every low, on mountain tops, down broken roads, still my rock, my hope remains. I'll rest in the arms of Jesus, come what may. It's a loud one. Well, come what may. Yeah, you believe that? Well, come what may. And the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I'm singing this for you this morning, Liz. You remember those days where you didn't know where to turn and the Lord was your shepherd. He still is. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. The Lord is my shepherd, leads me to still waters, and He restores my soul, yeah. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. The Lord is my shepherd, leads me to still waters, and He restores my soul. We're too early for that note, but it's a good one. Yeah, in every high, in every low, on mountain tops, down broken roads, you're still my rock, my hope remains. I rest in the arms of Jesus. Yeah, in every high, in every low, on mountain tops, down broken roads, still my rock, my hope remains. I rest in the arms of Jesus, come what may. Ooh, ah, ooh, well, come what may, yeah, well, come what may, yeah.
Darren, we are messengers spending time with his radio this morning. You brought Liz to tears.
Ooh,
She's crying
I need
over
more
there.
mascara. Oh my goodness.
You know,
Thank you for
Liz,
that.
the truth always sets people free.
Woo!
You know?
Ooh,
good.
and the floods.
She's leaking. She's leaking
Yeah.
water from her eyes.
What is happening?
Hey, I love that you spend time with your family when you're inside.
Yeah.
This whole COVID thing that's had everybody locked up.
Yeah.
It was very interesting to see how your family does worship on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
a very strange family. What you got?
Yeah.
What in the
Yeah,
world
so-
is this? The River is in just his diaper, first of all, we'll say. Taken in online church in a hammock swing.
Yeah, he's a very expressionable young man. His worship is uncontained. Unfortunately, well, thank God his nappy was contained.
That could have been rough. There's a white rug
Yeah.
there.
Is this like a normal thing on Sunday mornings for you guys? Explain what this is.
Yo, that was so early on in quarantine. We were doing like online church like everybody else. And so we have a little room upstairs, kind of a toy room with books and stuff where we hang out. And the wee man, just during worship, got on this swing, lay on his belly, and started kicking his legs back and forward. And you know, the daddy in me was thinking, this child is so in touch with Holy Spirit, he just can't stop himself from worshiping. But really, he's just a lunatic. The man just wants to, he just wants to watch the world burn.
But I'm very curious when I hear the word swing. I'm thinking like a little baby swing where you spin the thing and it goes back and forth. But you did a contraption here.
Yeah, I hung that up on the ceiling. It's like a circus type thing. But what with your people on the radio, whether they can see this or cannot see it, the scary thing is he's swinging forward and back. There's a window right in front of him. So if he goes too far, he ends up in the neighborhood.
Just don't let the other kids catapult him out. That would be bad.
That's a 20-foot drop.
Oh, no.
Little Cirque du Soleil up here in the bonus room.
Cirque du Soleil, that's the one. That's what I was trying to think of.
I'm telling you. Okay, I saw one more last thing before we
sir.
let you go. So I know you got a busy day ahead of you. Darren with We Are Messengers with us this morning on his radio. We saw this post, and it was so beautiful. I think this was your daughter, and she wrote this note. It was like a letter. Was this to God? Tell me about this. Do you even remember it?
I do remember.
Yeah.
This was to God. Like, it's so cool. I'm just looking at it. Can I read it? Do you mind?
Please do.
Like, she's got a lot of bad spelling, but she is my daughter. She says, I love you more than anyone and anything in the world. I will read my Bible every day. Oh, my goodness. And not forget about you. I love you. I do. I really do. And I want you to be my God forever. Like, you can't, I can't. No, you can't make that up. Like, where does she learn that? I know I'd like to take some credit, but I'm a duplicitous man. She has been with Jesus. And you know what she does every night, every day, actually? She reads her Bible. First thing in the morning, last thing at night.
How old is she?
She's 9 now. And she's so aware of herself and aware of her responsibility to be kind and generous. One of the things I love about her is we'll go out and we'll just be hanging, whatever, in a town or city. And she'll always make sure she's modest. She wants to dress modestly. And I'm like, why are you doing that, And she says, because it's not appropriate for a young lady not to dress modestly.
At 9.
At 9. And I'm like, this is wisdom. So she teaches me more about Jesus and the love of God than I could ever teach her. Dude, the amount of nights I've come into her room and, just when I'm talking her into bed, I'm like, babe, you give Daddy a hug, will you? Daddy needs a hug. You know those days? I had one of those evenings yesterday where I needed someone to hug me. And I got to say this, to be honest with you. It was Brian from the station. Last night I came in and something really heavy had happened. And Brian saw that I was emotional. And he stood up and he came over and he just put his arms around me. Wow. And I'm like, that's why radio matters to me. It's not just that you play the songs and that you give us a career, but that you're our friends. Friends are hard to find, especially for artists, because everyone wants something from us all the time. But when we come here and you've played all these songs and you've partnered with us over the years, it doesn't feel like there's manipulation. It feels like there's friendship. It's hard to find, and it's a beautiful thing.
Well, thank you.
My daughter understands friendship, and you guys understand that too.
Well, and you certainly do, because you emulate that at home. I mean, she sees it in you. She sees it in Mommy.
Definitely Mommy. And I'm not saying that with some kind of weird false humility. She sees it in her mother so much. Her mom is... she mightn't be like me. I have a lot of knowledge. You know the way fellas can tell you, weird random facts about lunar landings and stuff. But my wife demonstrates the kindness of God. And so we're a good team.
Heart
That's
knowledge.
good.
Yeah, she's heart knowledge and she has wisdom. And I have doctrine and dogma. And the two of them work well together. But I want to love like she loves them. I want to love like she has loved me. Because she met Jesus first,
Well, I kind of think it's there.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Darren, we are messengers. By the way, if you missed any of our time with Darren, you'll see it online. His Radio TV, which is on Apple TV, Roku, hisradio.com, and the My His Radio app.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
You got any jerseys hanging around, basketball, football, something like that? You might want to hang on to them, and they might be worth something one day.
Well, somebody made some dime.
Yeah.
I'm serious. So this is Kobe Bryant's game-worn rookie jersey.
Oh.
It went up for auction. You're not going to believe how much it went for.
$100,000.
Yeah, well, not even close.
Really?
Yeah.
$500,000.
Let's go up a little bit further to $3.7 million for what they say is his rookie jersey, first worn.
Wow. Has it been washed? I always ask that because you
What?
wonder. No, a lot of people don't want it washed. I mean,
Ew.
I know.
Oh.
And it makes it more valuable for whatever reason.
I want BO in my house.
I know, but Kobe Bryant.
I'm sure by now, rookie year, it probably
You
doesn't
never know.
smell anymore.
You never know if he took it off and then donated it, straight from the game or whatever. And of course, after his passing last year,
I know, and that's why I'm sure it was worth so much.
But goodness.
Yeah.
Almost, I mean, tax on that? Because after tax, you're looking at over $4 million.
Well, I'm thinking if they can afford $3.7 million, they can afford the tax on it.
Does anybody have that jug of pennies that we've been saving for the last 20
Yeah,
years?
it's not going to put a dent in it.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Here's this one family that loves mom so much that they got her something that she has never had in her life before. It's Rob and Lizz, his morning crew on his radio.
And evidently, she always wanted one. Fauda's from Ohio, and I'm going to say she's in probably her mid to late 40s. She's got kind of some older kids. Well, they all got together and bought her a bike. She never had a bike in her entire life, didn't know how to ride one. So thankfully, they got her a 3-wheel bike.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So she didn't really have to, have the training wheels, although they kind of are. But I love the fact that it has a really cool basket on the front, like, I had as a kid on my first bike. And then it's got a basket on the back, almost like she can go to the store and pick up groceries in it. I know. So it's functional and fun.
Well, very nice.
I know.
Evidently, it's been her dream. She's always want one.
Oh, and like when you hear her on the bike, she just giggles. She never really says much.
Uh-huh.
She's very quiet, but she just giggles while she's riding it around. And she just kept riding it around the neighborhood.
Good
it
for
was
her.
so cute. Yeah. You remember that when you got your first bike?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, so I don't really remember how old I was, but I know I was in elementary school, and it was this cream-colored bike, had a banana seat, had a basket on the front with all the streamers, and then something on the spokes that sort of glittered a little. Of course, they glittered, and they made sound whenever I would ride it.
I do remember having a bike that had a card on it.
Uh-huh.
Like just a normal playing card.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then it clicked as, it went by.
Oh, yeah, when the tire would spin, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was geeky.
Yeah, but you know what? Every kid loves to put the card in the spoke, so it makes that
I don't know if every
noise.
kid does, but I did it because my friends did, and I didn't like it, so I took it off.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I did.
Oh.
It makes me think, though. I mean, here's this mom. She's never had something for a very long time. She finally gets it later on in life. And what was the very first thing that you remember that you finally got? And it took a while to get.
Yeah.
It was finally there. Yeah, I'd love to hear your story. 800-447-7234.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So now, since things are opening back up, here's what's hard to find. There's an excess of all that other stuff.
Yeah.
The hand sanitizer, the masks. It's an overabundance of that stuff. Now, it's hard to find deodorant.
Lipstick. Teeth whitener. I think people are out looking for dates.
Getting out.
Yeah.
People are finally getting out and seeing others. And so it's like, okay, you do the check under the armpit.
Yeah.
You got to make sure the breath doesn't smell.
Yeah.
You got to have the shave.
Yeah, during quarantine, showering once a week. Now
the
you got to
haircuts.
Right? Pants with actual waistbands and not elastic.
Yeah, right. Maybe an extra size or two bigger. Hello, Rob.
Actual shoes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we're all, because we are getting back to seeing other people and events and that kind of thing, we got to take care of the hygiene once again.
Yeah, a lot of people can't get out. I totally get that.
Yeah.
There are some that are getting out.
Yeah,
and that's why the deodorant is hard to find. And I wish it was not like that because, ooh, dude, let me tell you get near me with no deodorant, I smell. You want to stay far away? You would stick me in quarantine just because of smell. It's horrible.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
His radio, 800-447-7234. Terry says he has some insight for us.
Oh, okay, good.
We're having a conversation earlier about things you can't find in the store now. I mean,
Yeah.
it used to be toilet paper,
Yeah.
hand sanitizer. You get it because you lived through it. So now it's like teeth whitening stuff,
Right.
things that make you look pretty.
Pants with elastic waist. Lipstick is selling out
Yeah, that kind of
everywhere.
stuff. So Terry's with us. So Terry, what's your thoughts?
I just wanted to let you know that you're talking about deodorant. I think y'all need to know that if you smell yourself, other people have been smelling you for 3 days.
No!
Oh, no!
That's true.
I have heard that if you want to check your breath, you lick the inside of your wrist and then you sniff it, and that tells you.
Oh, cool. I like that. I'll have to tell my wife to do that, to lick her wrist and smell it.
So
No.
what are you saying, Terry?
I just like picking on my wife. We've been married for 35 years. She is used to me by now.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Here's the great thing. His radio, along with Campers and RV and Timmons Contracting, has an opportunity to make a reconnection to remember for somebody. It might even be you.
Yeah, Dawn let us know her reconnection, and it's so simple. She just wants to have a big old cookout in her backyard and play his radio.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I know, and
You can
she's
play
gonna-
anything. That's nice you'd say us.
I know, and she's going to invite all of her friends, but that is the reconnection. She must be that person, on your block or your cul-de-sac or your street who is the person that gets everybody together
Yeah.
at 4th of July or
I
whatever.
have a neighbor like that.
Yeah.
Tom across the street does
Yeah,
that. Gets
well-
all the neighbors together.
Yeah, it's got to be what Dawn is like. And so she texted reconnection, the word reconnection, to 800-447-7234 and told us all about what hers looks like because we could possibly make it happen.
Hopefully it'd be more than that. More than just the barbecue. Maybe get a nice fire pit that's
Right.
new for her. If your neighborhood allows that kind of thing.
Yeah, the chairs and everything else.
Yeah, a new pergola.
Oh, yeah.
The whole grill and other stuff.
The outdoor kitchen.
Could you that could be a really cool reconnection to remember for somebody. What would yours look like? Just like Liz said, text reconnection to 800-447-7234. You can go to hisradio.com or even tap on the My His Radio app. I think she's recovered. Liz Riles, this is his morning crew. Rob Dempsey, Liz Riles, his radio. Thinks she's recovered from Liz's Ugly Bakery this morning.
I don't think so. I think I need therapy when I get off the air today.
Well, listen, it was a joy.
Was it?
Well, we had a guest taster. Live in the studio was Darren, the lead singer of this group. We are Messengers. Oh, I love this song. Maybe it's okay not to be okay.
It's going to have to be today.
In Liz's case. And so she took her time yesterday to bake some kind of Irish thing.
I did. I even researched it. I wanted to find, because Darren is from Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
Right, to research a traditional Irish dessert. I did an Irish apple cake. And so I painstakingly peeled and sectioned the apples and cut them and made the cake.
Put them in a chicken pot pie.
Evidently, that's what happened. This is a major fail, evidently.
I don't know if it was a major fail.
Okay.
Well, first thing.
No one in the room really liked it, did they?
Well, Darren said there's no such thing that exists in Ireland.
Who's lying on the internet? Nobody. I didn't know that
Right?
happened.
And so she kind of gave it away, but
Sorry.
let's go ahead and take a trip back in time.
Yeah.
When Darren tried this Irish delish dish.
Yeah, that's rough. That's real rough.
Oh, no.
But I will say this.
Okay.
I love that you made me cake this morning.
I did.
My mind's telling me yes, but my stomach's telling me no.
So there you go. That was a little
He
earlier.
was so polite about it. Mm-hmm. But he's like, oh, that's rough.
Well, listen, he didn't dismiss the fact that you took the time. That
Yeah.
Liz actually took the time to bake this yesterday.
Right. For him. I was trying to make him happy, and I did not start his Thursday off well, evidently. He was not having that cake.
Good thing there's a Dunkin' Donut across the street.
Yep.